Good evening, everyone. Appreciate your company for the Tuesday edition. Tonight, the destruction in parts of the Morobe province by Mother Nature. And in preparation for more of adverse weather in the future, our soldiers head off to New Caledonia to learn response techniques in a cyclone scenario. Also, the public service described as a monster. And businesses in the capital call for more police patrols following increased incidences of robberies and carjacking. Days after the warning from the National Weather Service, parts of the Morobe province have copped the brunt of adverse weather. Floods from heavy rains have left a path of destruction. Several people have apparently been killed. The weather situation is not likely to improve soon. Esther Wani reports.
The bad weather has intensified over the weekend in some parts of the country. Lives lost and properties have been destroyed. One such occurrence was in Lae, Morobe province. The first damage to the Lae Najab section of the road. It was washed away by flood waters from the heavy downpour. The National Disaster Center has been carrying out awareness to inform the public to be cautious of any signs of bad weather. Though the chances of La Nina is around 50 to 70%, people across the country must be prepared.
Trigger flooding, a lot of flooding. And for those people in our community out there that lives by the river, who are so close in a plain area, you should really start preparing now to make for higher ground. Those are the things. And of course, water is one most important thing, as I just mentioned in our interview, that water and food are very important. Those are the basic human necessity of life. You've got to have enough food ready, preserve enough food, and of course water. You've got to have your water tank, because when flood comes, it affects your water source. The well, if you're drawing water from the well for drinking and cooking, you need to secure those water as well. And of course, refrain from just drinking any water from anywhere, because you probably ended up, getting yourself sick from waterborne diseases, and of course typhoid as well, because when it flooded. So we will bound to face another challenging times ahead of us.
The National Weather Service has also confirmed the bad weather.
But in terms of our weather, I think the whole country definitely, as opposed to New Guinea Islands being in drought and the mainland being in so much more rainfall, now we will have the whole country in rainfall, including New Guinea Islands. That is something in the case of the strong La Nina that would not have happened. We would have had New Guinea Islands in drought and PNG mainland in very heavy rainfall. Now the only thing it will mean is that the whole country will be in either normal rainfall or wet.
It is predicted that the bad weather will continue for the next 6 months. With the La Nina season approaching, other natural occurrences are also felt. The impact of a 6.5 magnitude earthquake occurred in the Solomon Seas in West New Britain province. The quake was also felt in Port Moresby and other provinces. However, there were no damages reported.
Esther Wani with that report. Still on weather and its destructive force, Papua New Guinea's preparedness for cyclones is desirable, but something is being done, however small it might be. A team from the Papua New Guinea Defence Force is poised to learn how to prepare for Category 5 cyclones. This will take place in New Caledonia next month. Equipment from the land, air and maritime elements will be deployed for the exercise. Named Quadro Sud 2016, it's the first engagement ever. We welcome back Rebecca Passingan, who's been on leave.
Donated in 2014 by the Australian Defence Force, HMPNG's Lakekamu is a training vessel. For the first time, a landing craft heavy will be taking part in an international exercise. It will also be the only landing craft. The exercise, Kodu Sud 2016, will be conducted from the 7th to the 18th of next month. The invitation to take part was given last year by the head of the French Armed Forces in New Caledonia after visiting troops who were engaged in an exercise with members of the Air Transport Wing. The exercise is designed in providing response in terms of coordination and deployment of troops and assets to a Category 5 cyclone. Commanding Officer of the HMPNG's Lakekamu, Lieutenant Commander James Carroll, says the training will be more focused on combat skills.
The Lakekamu's participation in Exercise Southern Cross in New Caledonia is a culmination of a joint Australian PNG program aimed at training and improving the navigation and maritime skills of the PNGDF. It is the fourth international exercise conducted by the PNGDF this year, but is the largest in scale and distance to travel.
HMPNG's Lakekamu's executive officer, Sub-Lieutenant Brian Pohai, says the crew will be focused on amphibious aspects of the exercise.
HMPN's Lakekamu will be in the spotlight, which will see all evolutions and all trainings will be concentrated on our ship. What is to be expected will be an intense but rather enjoyable trip for the rest of the crew.
Chief of Force Preparations, Colonel Siale Diro, says PNG stands to benefit a lot from the exercise.
So it's a great opportunity for the crew, the ship's crew, to test their skill and knowledge and to build their relationships with our friends around the region. So in that regard, it's the benefits from participating are immense, and the experience and the skill that our sailors will come back with will benefit the landing craft heavy squadron.
This exercise will also see the PNGDF achieve the government's intent of building the military's incident response capability as outlined in the Defense White Paper of 2013.
It is our intent to develop our capability to respond to contingencies when the opportunity enables us to do so. And so far we are progressing in that area. There is still a fair bit of work to be done, but we are confident.
It's despite challenges
Of resourcing and setting up the logistic structure that can enable us to deploy at very short notice continues to be a challenge. But we understand the constraints that we have to work within. So we continue to develop our capability within the confines.
HMPNG's Lakekamu is expected to sail by tonight for Wewak and Vanimo en route to Vanuatu and then New Caledonia. Meanwhile, other elements of the PNGDF that will take part in this exercise are the reconnaissance team from the 1st Battalion, Royal Pacific Islands Regiment at Tauranga, and the PNGDF fixed-wing aircraft CASA and its flight crew. The team is expected to depart for New Caledonia in early November. For the HMPNG's Lakekamu and its crew, the vessel is expected to pay courtesy visit to Solomon Islands upon return from New Caledonia before they sail home.
Rebecca Passingan with that report. After the break, a monster, one of the many descriptions given to the public service.